Hey YouTube, Black Market here. Want to do a nightly review of the market. We'll start out like we usually do. So I got up the ES, futures, and the SPY and the Q, as well as the VIX. You can see, everything is still looking pretty good. Still above the 21 EMA. You can see the ES is starting to kind of flatten out, I guess. Take a bit of a breather at that resistance level of the all-time high. And you can see with the Q's futures, it's kind of taking a breather as well, moving back towards that 21 EMA, and the YM as well as is taking a breather, just kind of consolidating a bit. VIX still looks pretty weak. The 21 EMA here, well, one thing I do look at here is that 21 EMA is still pointing down. It's not starting to flatten out, so I think that VIX still got some more room to consolidate or at least move down. And if we look at the SPY and the Q, both the SPY and the Q is taking a bit of a breather above that 21 EMA, which I said before. I'm not surprised that we've had a pretty good run as of late, so I'm not surprised to see the market take a break, especially near all-time highs, and since we have been a bit extended from that 21. The only other thing I wanted to cover was I actually did get into a trade today that was on Target. So I ended up trading Target off the 4-hour chart. And if we go back to the ES, we can look at Target from kind of a top down approach. So we've got the daily, let's type in TGT. So you can see here on the daily chart, looks pretty good, right? Not too extended from that 21. If we pull up the Keltner channels, you can see here, we're about 2 ATRs away from that 21. Although that 21 is pointing up, right? So we're starting to consolidate a bit, as you can see, around that 207 level. So I ended up getting in. Let me get these out of here and clean this chart up. I ended up getting in off the 4-hour because the 4-hour wasn't a squeeze. And you can see here, my entry was around that 21 EMA. So I actually entered around here today. And let's go back to the Bollinger Band so you can see a little bit better. So the reason why I got in, you can see it was in a squeeze. That selling pressure was starting to dry up, as of midday to, or I guess as of the beginning of Tuesday, and it continued to dry up later on in Tuesday, going into Wednesday. We had a squeeze first thing, and we had a little buying pressure coming in here, as you can see. And you can see that buying pressure has increased, and this is really what I like to see when it's in a squeeze. I consider this an A plus setup, especially if those Bollinger Bands are tight. So I entered about right here, around that 204.50 range, and like I've mentioned before, and the thing to remember is you always want to, whatever gets you into the trade, right, should keep you in that trade, and whatever gets you in the trade, if that's no longer valid, right, that's when you exit. So I wanted to get in the trade when the stock was above that mid Bollinger Band, and then I would exit on a close below, right, this teal line or this mid Bollinger Band here. So if I was to get in here and it was a close below, then that's when I would exit. So, and the reason I say that is because I got in around 204. I sat through a bit of a down, a bit of a retracement down to this bottom Bollinger Band here. But you can see that bottom Bollinger Band, or that the big wick, right? We had that buying pressure come back in, and they ended up closing above the midpoint, and now looks like we may be off to the races come tomorrow morning. So we'll see. We'll see how things end up, but I'm still in trade, and we'll see how things end up tomorrow morning. So that's all I got. Hopefully your trading's going well this week. I think this week is definitely a week of patience. Uncle Jerome spoke today. Market didn't do too much, had a bit of a dip, but then it kind of can still stay strong. And I think the market does have some strength to continue its movement back toward those all-time highs this week, or at least just stay strong for the rest of the week. So good luck trading the rest of the week. You guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe. Talk with you guys later.